My niece stole $6,300 and laughed when I confronted her. My sister shrugged it off. That night, I froze every card they touched. At 6 a.m., the screaming started. I came home that night exhausted, back-to-back meetings, my feet aching, my head still full of emails I hadn't answered. The house smelled like whatever dinner they'd microwaved, a little burnt, a little sweet, nothing that belonged to me anymore. My niece was on the couch, knees tucked under her, hoodie up, scrolling like she owned a private little world. I asked the usual small question, "How was your day?" Because that's what you do when you're trying to be normal even when you're tired. She looked at me like I'd asked something ridiculous and said, as casually as if she'd borrowed a pen, "Oh, I used your card for snacks." And then, like she was listing groceries, and a few other things. It saved on Amazon, so it was easy. She shrugged. That little shrug sank into my ribs and stayed there. I didn't argue. I didn't make a scene. I had learned long ago that anger in that house usually bounced off like water off oil. I went to my room, opened my laptop, and the screen hit me harder than any slap. The balance was gone. Not a few hundred, not a little overdraft, gone. $6,300. All of it. My breath forgot how to be quiet. I sat at the edge of my bed and watched the numbers like watching someone you love walk away on a train. This was supposed to be my safety net, emergency money, the thing I didn't touch unless the car died, unless my daughter needed a doctor, unless rent went sideways. Instead, week after week, tiny things had been siphoned off, groceries here, gas there, school supplies for my kid, emergencies that mysteriously happened every week. I told myself I was helping. I told myself it was temporary. I believed them when they said they'd be fine soon. But this was different. This was a luxury buffet of nonsense, designer bags, a pair of sneakers that cost more than my entire rent back when I was in college, high-end hair tools, niche skincare that reads like a science experiment, even a deposit for some wellness retreat. I laughed when I scrolled, a short, hollow laugh. Not because it was funny. Because it was insane. The absurdity of it made my chest hurt. My niece is 18. Unemployed. She has never had the paycheck stack to do any of this. Not for a second did this look accidental. I replayed the conversation in the living room. The casual confession. The shrugged, "It's not a big deal." She said it like borrowing my toothbrush. They'd moved in 6 months ago. Supposed to be 2 weeks. My sister told me they needed time to get back on their feet. Husband lost his job, their credit was wrecked, rent skyrocketing. I believed them. I opened my door. I let them in. I fed them. I gave up space, my daughter moved into my room so our niece could have her own bed. I rearranged my life around their crisis after crisis, always telling myself the same thing, temporary.